Well, hey there, everyone. Yes, you can connect with your higher self. You can have a conversation with your higher self. You can get really good, detailed guidance and information from your higher self. And you can trust yourself in learning how to receive clearly from your higher self. And that's what we're going to talk today about based on a very special process that I have been doing with my clients, helping them to channel their higher selves. I want to share with you some of the findings that I observed over these last few months. So hello everybody, I'm Esther Bartkiw. Welcome back to my channel. If you're the first time here, welcome. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and then you'll always get these videos the moment I publish them. I am a core belief therapist, intuitive and energy reader, super fan and student of astrology. I combine core belief therapy with psychological tips, tools, and techniques, energy healing, spiritual mentoring, to provide for my clients really grounded and practical guidance and advice, but also very deep inner change within, because that's where the change starts. Change starts from within. All right, so back in March, I announced this special process that I was doing with people. Basically you channeling your higher self, and I was going to guide you through the process. You pre-submit the questions that you want to ask, and then I help you to ask those questions to your higher self. I am always tuning in, connecting in, making sure that you are connected with your higher self, confirming, verifying the guidance coming through when you feel like, oh, I'm not so sure if I'm connecting with my higher self here. And I just wrapped up those sessions. There were so many people who took advantage of the offer, so it took a little while to get them done. But I made notes along the way, and I want to share with you some of the findings because I found it very interesting. So first of all, almost everyone, I think with the exception of maybe one or two people, wrote to me and said, Esther, I don't know about this. I have trouble connecting with my higher self. I don't understand higher self. I don't know how it communicates with me. I have trouble connecting with my guides in general. I'm really not sure about this. And absolutely everybody, 100% of the people who did this process with me met up with their higher self, connected with them, had a deep conversation with them, got lots of really great guidance that came through, information, direction, action steps, understanding. But most importantly, they really developed a relationship in those 90 minutes with their higher self, because the point is, well, the point was for me was to help you to get some answers right in the moment from your higher self, which is, God and your higher self, your best sources of information, but also to establish this connection so that moving forward, you don't have to book readings. You don't have to go to someone else. You can just drop into a meditative state and connect with your higher self and get those answers anytime. So this was really great. Now, about one third of the people that I worked with, at some point in that 90-minute session, they slipped out of connection. Okay. And I could catch it right away. So I would stop the person and say, okay, is that you answering this question, or is it your higher self? And they would kind of like, take a step back, take a breath, and they say, oh, I think that was me coming in. And so I said, no problem, that's really good. That's good information for you to understand, to get familiar with. Ooh, this is when I'm coming in, with my wishful thinking, or how I would answer that question instead of waiting for the information to come from higher self. So no problem. Once the person slipped out, I just guided them back into that connection, and we carried on. Okay, so moving forward now, they'll have a better idea of when they slip out and it's them answering their own question rather than getting it from a higher vibrational source. All right. About 87% of those that I worked with absolutely trusted the answers that were coming through. Yep, they could see they were connected with their higher self and they trusted the answers coming through. The ones who didn't, who expressed, oh, I'm getting these answers and I'm telling you what I'm getting, but I'm not so sure about it. Then we ask the question, how can this person become more trusting of themselves, right? Of God, of the universe, of higher self guidance coming through. And we were able to get information for them on steps to take, inner work to do. And that was very valuable. All right. About 72% of the people that I worked with received instant clearings and healings and adjustments during the session. So part of this you channeling your higher self session was also about asking in the moment, hey, higher self, can you clear that for me right now? Can you make an adjustment? Can you do a healing on me? And as I said, about 72% of the time, the higher self said, yes, I can do it right now. And we just gave it permission. Okay, go ahead and do that now. We paused for a few seconds. When the person felt that that was complete, we moved on. And for those whose higher self said, no, I cannot do that clearing or that healing for you in the moment, we followed up with, okay, why not? What is it going to take? Received some more guidance. And typically it was something that needs to be realized or understood, or the higher self might say, well, they're not really firmly committed to this yet. So then I would kind of butt in and say, okay, well, what do they need to fully commit to this? Because obviously they want it. And we were able to gather lots of information, and a higher self in all cases said, okay, yeah, once this is complete, come back and ask me and I can do this healing, this clearing for you. So that was really good news. All of the sessions were primarily personal questions, which I think surprised me because I thought people were going to ask more world questions, more questions about the world situation right now, or even like universal questions, but only two people asked questions. Actually, two people asked one question each about the world situation, and information came through for them. And what it really just showed me in the end was that, it's our personal process that really matters the most from us. And it's something I always say, when you don't know what to do with the world situation, when you don't know how to help other people, when you don't know what is going on around you, focus on your personal process, make the changes there, because that change will affect everything and everyone around you. The top topics, no surprise: health, relationships, a lot of career, business focus, money, family members, people asking about family members, and wanting their spiritual gifts and abilities enhanced. Those were the top questions that came through. All right. Yes, most people during the session realized that they weren't going deep enough in the talking with their guides, talking with God, talking with their higher self, doing their inner work. By me facilitating this process and being there to step up and say, okay, we need more information there. Ask this question, ask that question, and really going deeper and getting a more fuller answer was really beneficial. I had a number of people say to me, my goodness, I'm just not asking deep enough questions. I'm not going deep enough. People seem to be really satisfied with surface answers. And, a lot of people come to me and say, I've been doing inner work for 10, 15 years and I'm not getting the changes. And what my observation is yeah, they've been doing inner work, but it's been a lot of surface work and not going deep enough within. And maybe it's because the practitioners that they work with don't know how to go deep enough. They themselves don't know how to deep enough. But through this process, and by allowing me to step in and offer follow-up questions, they're having this ding, ding, ding moment of, ooh, now I know how to go deeper when I'm asking questions on my own. So for example, a person may, this came up quite a bit, they might say, oh, my higher self is, in answer to that question, is showing me this image. And then they would say to me, but I don't know what that means. So for me, the obvious next question is, okay, higher self, what are you trying to tell me by showing me this image? What does this mean? And then getting an answer. And then seeing, okay, is there anything else that I want to know about that? And ask another question. These same people said very, honestly to me, I would have just left it at the image. I wouldn't have taken that next step, okay? Or if it wasn't an image, sometimes the higher selves can be just very yes, no, if you want, it's your choice, right? Some higher selves can be like that. Well, those answers are not satisfying for me, and I don't want them to be satisfying for you either. It's, okay, yes, if the answer is yes, what do you see coming down the pipeline? If you're telling me no, please give me more information about that. If you're saying it's my choice, well, I know that, and I am coming to you for further information about which choice to make here, and try to elicit more information. Okay, so that's just a tip for you to do right now as you're doing your own talking to God, universe, higher selves, your guides, angels, whoever you're having conversations with in the cosmic universal realm. Be curious, ask deeper questions, ask follow-up questions. Tell me, what do you mean by that? I don't understand. All right. Pretty much everybody described their higher self as very calm and peaceful, and they saw a wiseness, like wisdom, and this undescribable love coming from higher self. And it was very touching and very overwhelming for a lot of people. In fact, there were tears of having this connection. And then I would point out, like, this is not some angel or some being. This is you. This is you at a higher vibration. This is you at a higher dimension. This is you. Okay? And then that would bring forth more tears. And I think just that connection, that realization, that knowing in itself was worth the price of admission. So that was really beautiful to watch. And then I just want to say that there were two people who connected so clearly with their higher self. And I could tell by the way they were receiving the answers, the way they were telling me the answers, right? Because I have to know, they have to say the answers out loud so I know what follow-up questions to suggest to them. That, wow, they were just so connected with their higher self. And those two people, I mean, if they got a little bit of coaching and if they really wanted to, they could be really great readers for other people and help to get other people also learning how to do their own channeling, but in the meantime, helping them get some answers along the way. All right. So it was really interesting. It was a lot of fun. This was one of the most joyful specialty processes that I have offered in a while, because people were just so ready and so enthusiastic and just so blown away by the information that came through. And then after, they had a recording, they could go back and listen to the recording, because I suggested in the moment of the session, don't take any notes, right? Go back after and write out your notes, because people were really coming out of their sessions with like a template of steps to take and information and suggestions. Most people got 10 to 12 questions in, but actually, the number of questions asked were like 30, 40, because each question that they asked, I probably had 2 or 3 or 4 follow-up questions to suggest to go along with it. So it was really good information. Now, I did this at a very special process back in special price back in March, and I closed it after a few days. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun this process again next March, 1 year later. But right now, I am going to open up this opportunity again for about 7 or 8 days. And I will put the link below and the information about the time frame of when this process special price is going to expire, because I know that when I first announced it, I had some people humming and hawing and not sure if they wanted to do it. They were sitting on the fence. And then I had a couple of people after the fact reach out to me and say, I missed it. Can we still do it, Esther? And I just want to give anybody who felt, just by hearing that they would like this opportunity to learn how to channel their higher self, or maybe they were thinking about it back then and they're like, yes, I'm ready now after all that's gone on, the eclipse season, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. I'll put a link below. There is at the bottom of the information page, there is a clock. And when that clock runs to 0, it's when this special offer is over. I'll do it again next March. You can do it at any time with me, but you'll have to go and buy my 3-session package, and then we'll work with the time of that 3-session package. All right, so this is just a really great opportunity if this interests you. So beauties, I just wanted to do this update about higher self, and I am working on an energy update for you, which I hope to get out in the next couple of days. I'm just waiting for a little bit more pieces of information to come my way. I can see that from this video, it's very bright. We have gone in Dubrovnik from, oh wow, beautiful hot weather finally, to, oh my gosh, it is so hot. It is so hot. And seeking shadow or seeking a beautiful swimming hole. I'm only here in Dubrovnik for a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to be engaging in that second dream come true manifestation that I've been talking about on social media and posting pictures on my Instagram page, which is just at Esther Bartkiw on Instagram. All right, so if you have any suggestions on topics for videos, or something about energy or vibration or manifestation that you would like me to address in one of these videos, please let me know in the comment section below. I always take your input, whatever it is, and I really consider everything, because I am here to serve, to have fun doing it, and just keep realigning us to the highest paths available to us, so that we can really enjoy this experience here on planet Earth. All right, everybody, ciao for now.